Greatest country in the world, baby. Greatest country in the world, no matter who our president is. How about that summit? What did you think of that summit? Oh, that was a great summit, wasn't it? He basically called our closest ally, you know, the one we share a border with. He's just a meek, weak. I won't even get into it. I just want to apologize to Canada because we got a fucking moron for a president. And I understand he's trying to, he's doing these tariffs, these trade tariffs to try to supposedly help our economy, whatever, it's what he tells us. And at the same time, it seems to me like he's picking the wrong fight at the wrong time with the wrong people. And he's implementing these tariffs that are doing nothing but orchestrating a division. And I could see if the tariffs were meaningful, but he's talking about a tariff on dairy farmers. And correct me if I'm wrong, and I might be wrong, but doesn't the United States have a certain amount of allowed pus? I'm not one of them, food advocates, but they allow a certain percentage of our milk to contain actual pus from the dairy cow's bladders, the milk bladder, basically the cow's breasts, or whatever you want to call them. But I can kind of understand how Canada's saying, hey, we don't want your milk. If you want to import your milk, and your milk is not of a high quality, we're going to raise tariffs because we have a very simplistic rule about contaminated milk. I mean, even though it's pasteurized, homogenized, and all that, it still contains, I forget the actual count, but it's in the millions. Per tablespoon of American milk contains so many millions of cells of pus because the cow's milk bladders continuously get infected. I mean, because they're constantly being used. I'm not one of them food advocates. The dairy farmers do what they got to do, but you really need to think about the fact that our milk quality isn't quite the same as Canada's. But this is what Donald Trump's making his stance on is, the dairy farmers are getting screwed by Canada. I don't even know exactly what the percentage is of our milk that goes into Canada, but from what I understood from the research I've just done, it's not a substantial amount. It is, and it's not. Canada has their own goddamn dairy farmers. I'm just saying, we're picking a fight over dairy farmers, and I'm all for American fucking farmers, don't get me wrong. I stand behind, if it's going to help them, then I stand behind it 100%. I don't like Trump. I don't think Trump's doing a good job. But if he's actually fighting for the dairy farmers, I'll stand behind it 100%. But from what I understand, just from the little bit of research I did, it seems awful weird that he's picking the dairy farmers as his reasoning for causing such an enormous amount of bullshit. And if you've seen the picture of him at the G7 meeting, I mean, come on. What the fuck is he doing? What is that? Is that the fucking goddamn, I'm not going to listen to you, I'm a spoiled child look, where his arms crossed and he's like, I mean, I'm a man. I'm a good man. I'm a hard-working, blue-collar, fucking American man. If I saw a man sitting in a chair like that with his arms crossed, acting all fucking stuck up, whatever you want to call it, I don't even know. It's childish, is what it is. And it's the most childish picture I've ever seen of a United States president. I don't care if you hate Obama, like Obama, hate fucking Bill Clinton. I don't care. Take it, every past president that we've ever had in the United States, whether you liked them or not, none of them acted like this fucking idiot. Not one of them. George fucking Bush. I'm not a fan of George Bush, senior or junior. Not a fan. But I will say this: the Bush family are fucking men. And I would never expect to see George Bush sitting there like a fucking child in a fucking chair with his arms crossed, acting like he just doesn't give a shit, which is exactly how that picture portrays him. But I'm just saying, you take any fucking president we've ever had, and there's none of that shit. There's not one fucking iota of one president acting like that. And that's why I'm upset this morning. I just don't understand how the fuck this son of a bitch became president of the United States. I know you people fucking say we voted him in, but come on. I just don't get it. And I don't know what that noise is, but it doesn't sound good, and it's in my van. And I'm not in my Jeep. I'm sorry. I wish I was. I might have to change this name to Jeff in a Van instead of Jeff in a Jeep. And then to go off on Trudeau, I mean, and to go off on the French and the German and the Canadian fucking prime ministers, basically what they are, like, I know the lady of Germany, it doesn't fucking matter what their titles are. They're fucking leaders of these free world countries. And Donald Trump's acting like they're just fucking using us, and they're really not. We have a relationship that goes beyond just economic tariffs. We have a relationship that goes beyond just the price of freaking milk. We have relationships with these countries that go beyond just the typical freaking the way Donald Trump portrays them, as if they're leeches on the American pocketbook. Whatever. I don't really understand the whole ideal, and I really don't understand what Trump is really trying to do. I mean, I understand if he's trying to make America more money, but these tariffs have done nothing but cause problems, and they're going to continue to cause problems. And he's like, well, we're going to raise something, the steel 125%. Well, what do you think these other countries are going to do to us? This is the question, okay? This is my question right now. You go into a grocery store. You're looking for a fucking jar of pickles. A jar of pickles have went up 200%. Okay? This is going to be a horrible analogy, but I'm just going to throw it at you. Fuck it. You go into a store. You want a jar of pickles. The pickles have gone up 200%. Instead of paying $5 for a jar of pickles, now you're paying $15 for a jar of pickles. Let's say you're Canada, you're the one buying the pickles. So in retaliation, you raise the price of mayonnaise. I mean, I'm just saying, I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but that's basically what's going on. He's going to raise these fucking prices on these trade items. And all Canada's going to do in retaliation is raise their prices on trade items. And it's going to be a trade war. And that's why I don't think Donald Trump fully understands. Well, like when he was saying that Mexico's going to pay for the border wall. Mexico's going to pay for the border wall. Well, here's the freaking thing with that. We raise tariffs on Mexico's imports and exports. They're just going to do the same thing to us. And it's the same thing with Canada. It's the same thing with any country that does business with the United States. We decide we're going to raise prices on stuff, they're going to raise prices on stuff. And that's just how it's going to work. And instead of us making money, we're going to be losing money because Donald Trump thinks that it's a one-way street. He thinks it's Trump Road, Trump Street. So everything is going to go Trump's way. And it doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. And him raising a tariff cost to another country, it's just like any other type of inflation. You raise the price of something, someone else is going to raise the price of something. It's the same reason why we don't have minimum wage going up. Because if we raise the price of minimum wage, other things are going to go up. So instead of paying $5 for a fucking cheeseburger at McDonald's, let's say they raise the minimum wage to $16 an hour. Let's just hypothetically here. They raise the wages to $16 an hour for minimum wage. Just hypothetical. Let's just say we try to meet Australia's minimum wage. Let's just say we do that. The cost of doing business goes up for other companies. So if their cost of business goes up, then their prices are going to go up. It's the same thing. It's the same. I understand, and I believe the minimum wage should go up. I don't think what people are getting paid right now for a minimum wage really is substantial enough to support a family. I understand that. I'm 100% behind it. We are well overdue for minimum wage hike. It has to happen eventually because nobody's making enough money. And I know people are saying, well, you should have stayed in school then, or you should have got an education or anything. Well, we can't help some 100 million people out there that dropped out of high school fucking 20 years ago who are working at McDonald's. We can't help that. But minimum wage isn't enough to support a family with two people fucking working 40-hour jobs. And if they're just getting paid minimum wage, I'm talking like a young family. Because that's what happens. When you're a young family, you take whatever job you can get. I understand all that. And American workers work hard. We don't get paid enough, but we work hard. And That's what I don't think Donald Trump understands. And it's almost the same theory, I guess you could say, that if you raise the prices of one thing against somebody, they're going to raise the prices of something against you. And that's just how world economics really work. It's the same difference as if we raise minimum wage in the United States and cause business owners to have to pay out more money for simple labor. They're going to raise the prices of things to cover that. It's just typical science. I mean, it's just logic. It's logic. That's what I think Donald Trump really lacks. I think he lacks the ability to reason and to have a logical discussion. And just judging from some of the information that's been coming out recently, it doesn't add up. He's either fucking insane, which very well could be the fucking problem, or he just doesn't give a shit, and he thinks that no matter what the cost is of winning, no matter if it destroys our relationships with our allies, no matter if it destroys American fucking economy, as long as he can come out and say, I did this, I got American dairy farmers a great deal, and meanwhile, I've screwed over 100 fucking different things in order to get that great deal. He has used the dairy farmers as his crutch for the reason why he's going after Canada. You know, like I said, Canada has their own damn dairy farmers. It's not like we're the only goddamn dairy supplier in the world, but that's how Donald Trump's acting. And that's what I don't understand, and it doesn't make any sense, and his reasoning doesn't make any sense. Anyways, I gotta get to work. Y'all have a good day. This is Jeff in the Jeep. Just spouting off, trying to stay unpolitical. I've been trying really hard, giving 110%. I just apparently can't do it. I fail. I fail miserably. Anyways, y'all have a good day. I gotta get to work. This is Jeff in the Jeep. God bless America. Hooah!